So can you kind of talk to us a little bit more about not just like the great debate of boomers, millennials, and all the mess and the jargon and all of this, but really let's make the conversation about career goals
Yeah.
and projections and how that's important to effectively communicate that to where everybody is kind of understanding of each other's expectations as
Mhm.
in their professional growth.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to touch real quick on the company side of things. I think that like one reason there is the conflict between companies and this newer generation coming into working is it's been the technology growth, right? Between like we're me and you sitting that age of you either grew up with the phone or you didn't grow up with the phone, or you grew up with the phone at 15 years old or it was 12 years old, right? And those all actually have a huge impact on your psychology of like, did you have a phone in your hand at 12 years old? The way you think about phones is going to be different than the person that was 16 years old that got their first phone or the first smartphone, especially, right? Because like that was the big thing is whenever you could go on the internet with your phone and actually go to websites and things like that. Um, and so I think that especially with the younger generation where they've grew up with phones, that generation is now hitting the workforce. And so they grew up with these technologies and the technology was moved so fast that the companies have not adapted to that speed, right? They have not taken that technological shift and things are still done the same way that was done like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and even 10 years ago. But like with the way technology shifted so quick, even 10 years ago is such a long time in the technology era, and also in the psychology and the mindsets of individuals who are now in the workforce. You know, I think they anticipate like a clean workspace. They anticipate um, just a completely different working environment, right? Um, and so, yeah, I think that right there is a pretty important topic um, for the more of the employer side of things because they're in control of that. And then, you know, whenever it comes to like the career side of things, I really think that people should have also a clear path, right? A culture for their own career. What does that look like? What do you really envision for your workspace to be? Are you okay with it being a dirty workspace? Maybe you don't mind. Maybe you're, you know, uh, grew up in the country and you're used to, you know, working on a farm, and so that's no big deal to you. You like the hard work, right? But I think you have to discover like whether you like that hard work or you want that clean office environment and you're doing majority of your work through a computer. Um, I've seen individuals they'll go through college and they'll become like a mechanical engineer and they're like I didn't realize there was so much work on a computer, and then they really don't even want to do it. And and you know it's like that's kind of like the wrong time to figure that out. I mean, it's good that they did figure it out, but you know